So Eddie, y'all, I told him to put on a t-shirt, but he came in a 3-piece suit. So if you can't hear him, it's because his microphone
They can hear me fine.
is
and
under a
good,
tie
so
and bow tie. Oh, okay. What's up, What Is Written fam? It is Rakaya Simone on Behind What Is Written, and this is the first episode in my limited series for identity. And I have none other than my uncle, Edward Clark.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
And so we just started this limited series on identity, and I felt like I just needed to start close to home and getting some takes on what people kind of felt like having an identity that is steeped and reassured in God and everything. And I felt like you being who you are as my friend, but then also just your persona in industry and everything would be a cool start to this whole thing. So Eddie, tell everybody who you are, my uncle.
Thank you. Well, y'all, my name is Eddie Clark. I'm a recording artist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I do Christian music, rap, sing. I'm also an engineer, producer, so.
He's good on the tambourine too, y'all, so. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so a lot of this interview, you guys, is us kind of getting a behind the scenes look on Eddie, my friend, but also the recording artist, and just, you know, more about his identity, just as a Christian person, as a regular just guy. And so can you tell them a little bit more about like your music start, how you got interested in rap and just everything that, you know, embodies, I guess, this career for you?
Yeah. Well, I come from a very musical family.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as a kid, I was already starting to sing, and I was in chorus, and I actually was invited to be in an Italian play at the Fox Theater when I was about 6 years old. And so that was a major experience for me being that young.
Hamilton.
Oh yeah, like it was a legit play. We had like 3 shows in 1 week, and like it was packed. I'm talking about packed theater. Oh, it was crazy. But you know, life kind of hit. I became a kid, started playing basketball, and kind of let music go for a while.
Hooper. I forgot about that. I forgot that was like your first calling. Okay.
Yep.
How long has it been since we've been friends? Like it's been
what, 3 years?
2017.
3? 4? Okay, 4. I'm sorry.
Y'all.
I knew it was around that time.
I guess I was unrecognizable for the first 4 years at Greater Community.
Don't say that.
Then
it was
the bridge started.
2018.
It was definitely the top of 2017, guys. But Eddie he's sitting on one side of the church the whole time.
I'm really bad with like times and like the years.
He didn't even know what my name was. I was Kai to everyone else, but I don't know how. He's uncle now.
Yeah.
You've been uncle for like 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years.
2019, I introduced him as uncle because he's kind of old. So I know that you mentioned the word surrenderance, which is really great because that's kind of like an underlying theme for this limited series on identity that I'm doing. And we came into this knowing that we were going to discuss one of your more popular singles out now called Need You. And that's where I got the title of this interview is I Need You to Be Me, right? And so Need You is out, it's on the radio, all of these different plugs. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like, just the process of coming up with this single, just all of it?
Yeah, you know, part of being an artist is being relatable to the listener. And so I always want to make music that I know is a real experience of mine, but that the listener can resonate with.
Yeah.
And so for me in my walk, I know that I need him. And it was just that simple. There's
not a huge story.
It's really not. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's really just the fact that in my walk, I know that I can't do this by myself.
Okay.
And throughout my journey of being a Christian, I've just realized how much I really do need him because when I do stuff on my own and when I am trying to go off of my own free will and make my own decisions and hope that he endorses it. Yeah. He just makes it crumble.
Gotta be the part.
You know? So I'm just, I need him with every decision, every season that I go through.
What was it though that made it that you knew that God needed to be a part of your identity, whatever that meant?
Well, I ran across a situation where, and it's funny how God turns your life upside down, because I was idolizing a lot of things at that time. And so he stripped them from me. And I think when I was in that place where I had nowhere to turn and I couldn't go to the things that were truly satisfying me, and it was temporary satisfactions, you know?
Yeah.
And I knew that the only thing that I could do to sustain myself and how I was feeling was going to God, and I was just in that moment of isolation with him. That's when he came to me, and that's when I came to the realization that I need to follow him.
And so what was that feeling like not being it? Because I know I've had a couple of different identity changes. It's not, that you're just gonna do it one time. And life is the more and more you kind of come to the understanding of who God is and then who he intends you to be. It's sometimes like a culture shock, and for myself, I know I felt definitely caught out there, as people will say, where you're just like, if I can't go back to this, what else is there?
Absolutely.
Did you have that moment too?
I did. And I had to make a complete lifestyle change. And
real quick, lifestyle change in the regard where, not to please people, but to please God. What's the difference between that for you?
I think that a lot of people have the notion that, you strip everything away, including your friends, including relationships and things like that. And for me, that wasn't the case. I mean, even at where I'm at in my walk now, the people that were in my life before I got saved are still there. But the difference is they respect where I become, who I become. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's not, when I talk about pleasing God, especially in that season of my life, it was more, look, I want to know who you are, because I had never known him, And so that fire of the Holy Spirit finally coming inside of me and me saying, all right, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go into his word and find out how I live the right way for you.
So what was your understanding of purpose, kind of like when you started, and especially when you made the switch, I guess, from secular, doing things your own way, to doing things for God? What was that first original definition of purpose? Because I know what I'm thinking, but what was it?
I think initially my definition of purpose was just doing God's work.
Okay.
As a broad definition, just doing like God's will, like living exactly in God's will.
I was about to say perfectionism.
Pretty much, yeah. I think now I've kind of more centered it around what I believe God has positioned me to do in the earth.
Okay.
And to me, that is what my purpose is. So for me, I consider myself a millennial voice that inspires to encourage and inspire people to know who God is through music.
Okay. And I like what you said about him positioning, like him being the subject and then the verb, like him having control over it. Like what is your understanding, or what are your thoughts around people kind of determining their own purposes? And I know that's a sticky question, but I did it on purpose. I wanted to know.
Well, I think there are certain situations where because we still have free will.
Yeah.
So we still have the ability to make choices. I do believe God is sovereign. So I do believe he knows what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Which is scary too. But
what you doing?
Yeah, like what you doing? Like, why you do that? You know, and I've dealt with seasons where I said, God, I'm gonna do this. And he pulls me back and he's like, why'd you do that? You know?
How did that work out? Since we're talking about relationship and stuff with what is written being kind of the underlying theme for everything, what did that do to your relationship with God when you kind of decided this?
Yeah.
When you did this to God.
It sucks in the moment, but you know, I look at my walk and I look where God has taken me, and even the decisions that I made, he has taught me so much through those experiences, where I almost look at it as I wouldn't be where I'm at without the failures, you know?
Because you get to know him.
You get to know him, but then it's also, you know, the path that God takes us on is not roses and dandies, you know? And you don't get to see his glory sometimes.
Right.
Without being in those situations where you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for them.
Yeah, and some of those uncomfortable places are purposed.
Absolutely.
Where a lot of the time, on your own, you're inferior. Like, you're not enough.
Right.
And I mean, I've been in that position so many different ways, whether that's like health-wise. In inferiority, people think that, you know, it's like negative or something. And really, it's just like, I'm just not enough to be able to handle all of this on my own. And I think that you kind of run into that some when you are trying to perceive your purpose, trying to understand what that is with God.
Yep.
But coming back to, I think, the central place that it's about a love relationship between you and him as his creation.
Right.
I feel like it should be a little bit more comforting to people. Like, you don't have to seek to be so singled out. You don't have to seek to be so I'm different,
right?
Because I'm different. Like, you know, you don't have to do all of that all of the time. It just comes by living, like, day to day.
Yeah, and I think I've grown to that place now where I'm just such at peace with his will for me, and I'm not trying to create my own will for myself. I'm truly just, you know, we say all the time, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, I'm telling you.
No, I'm joking.
We hear it a lot, and you know, I think that when you truly let God do that, and you just let your hands back and let him do what he's supposed to do, it's so much more satisfying. Like, I just feel like I'm just letting him create the journey, like, because I know I'm gonna prosper, I know I'm gonna succeed, as long as he's leading the way. I'm just here for the ride. Right,
and it's not like you have to do anything to add to it. I think
we're
that's
saved by grace. We're not. It's not like we don't have to do all this, and this.
Or to make God look good.
Yep.
Because he doesn't need to look good to anybody.
Right.
Because he's God.
Exactly.
So it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to sit back and you're just like, okay, let me reevaluate what I even thought this was about in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been through that.
What else
for sure.
can we expect from you? And what are you up to now these days?
So I'm in school right now. I go to Full Sail University. Yes,
school.
And that's a crazy situation too. Briefly, I'm gonna talk about that. You know, I out of high school, I went to culinary school. So
y'all, Eddie cooks.
No.
Eddie has a whole Instagram page of recipes.
No, I don't.
And flat tummy
I'm
tea.
in the restaurant business, you know. I work in the restaurant business and all that. But, you know, I knew after I had a bad experience with culinary school, to be honest with you. And I told myself I'm never going back to school again.
Okay.
I was foot down. I'm not going back, y'all.
He almost cracked the
Listen, I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
I really said, you know, I wasn't going to go back to school, but, you know, last year I had a long talk with God about my direction and really what I wanted to do with music. And, you know, I sensed him telling me that I needed to go back.
It was just time to do it.
Yep. Yeah. And so I'm in school right now. I'm hoping to get a degree in early 2023. So pray for me.
College grad.
Yeah.
Dropout, I think.
But
you're not going to drop out, though.
No, we're not dropping out.
Right, we're finishing this one. Okay, got you.
So I'm working on that. Musically, though, I'm planning to put out a project in January. So Coming
My
soon.
birthday.
Yeah, coming
Okay.
real soon.
Okay.
So I'm very excited for it. I've been working really hard on it. It's gonna be pretty lengthy.
So it's an album.
It's an album, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So where can everyone find you, especially for people that haven't heard your music before? We've been playing it a little bit in the background throughout this interview, but I just want to know, they want to know, where can we find you later? Are you on iTunes, or do people do iTunes anymore? Is Apple?
Yeah, Apple
kind of
Music.
old.
Yeah, you good. That's why I call her auntie.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Actually, the interview's over.
Oh, God.
We're done. No, I'm joking. Where can we find you, Eddie?
Well, you can find me on all platforms at Eddie Clark Music. That's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My artist name is Eddie Clark. So on anywhere that you listen to music, you can find me at Eddie Clark.
And it was EC.
It used to be EC, but for business purposes, I had to have a name that a lot of people don't have.
Okay. Because EC
for copywriting purposes, yeah, EC didn't work out, so we're Eddie Clark. But you can call me EC.
I don't call him EC. I call him Uncle Eddie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm joking about that shade. Thank you for coming on this. My limited series. I'm not even gonna say show because it's not like that at this point yet.
Yeah, not yet.
But you're my first interviewee, so this is great. I had to practice with someone that I know pretty well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
And last thing, what is, I guess, that scripture that keeps you going? Because I think we talked about this before, but we talked about surrenderance, and you're all about praising God all the time.
Yeah.
What's your verse?
It is Psalm 34:1. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises, will forever be in my mouth. And for me, that's just, and it's crazy because that's my great-grandmother's favorite too. I just was told that not too long ago.
I think I saw that, your mom.
Yeah, she put that, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's so beautiful, y'all.
Yeah, but I just love that verse because no matter what happens in my life, I am just going to always be grateful that God is a part of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, being his child, being his son, that means more to me than what happens in this temporary time that we have here on earth.
Y'all, you heard it first. Eddie is a church boy. No, I'm joking. He is a believer. We thank you for your time, Eddie.
No problem.
Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. Have me back soon.
Okay.